Hey, what's going on guys? It's Ryan here from Game Essays, and in this video I'm talking about the Goron story and dungeon from Tears of the Kingdom. So spoiler warning for that specific section of the game. I will not cover anything else, so you don't have to worry about any other spoilers. I'm going to assume that you've already played this section, so I'm not going to really recap it. I'm just going to get into what I liked and what I didn't like. So first, what I liked was that you only need one piece of the Flamebreaker set to be able to do this entire story. I didn't happen to have enough rupees, so I appreciated that I only needed one piece and was able to get through everything completely fine. So positive there. I also just liked the general layout of this story, the fact that Death Mountain was corrupted by Gloom, and it also corrupted the rocks there. So then when the Gorons began eating the rocks, they were getting corrupted by it. And I like how it's played out in a comical way, because I do feel like the Gorons a lot of times are a kind of comic relief type of character. So I thought that story was fun. I also enjoyed seeing this different side of Yunobo. He's all super aggressive, he's got his own mining corporation for this marbled rock roast. But then clearly there's something off, and we find out it's the mask that is making him more aggressive, and the fact that we get to actually fight Yunobo in a cool little mini boss type of fight. So those were all really fun. I also enjoyed the mini boss at the top of Death Mountain, where we actually get to fly a plane and we get to use Yunobo's ability to take down the boss. So those were all definite positives. And the last thing I'll mention is I like the final boss too. Marbled Goma, although an easy boss, I thought was very fun and felt very much like a classic Zelda boss, which is what I really enjoyed. I had a good time with it. Yes, I was able to solve the puzzle very quickly, but that's okay. I didn't mind that. It had a lot of health, so it took a while to take down, so that part might have got a little too repetitive because I could just rinse and repeat over and over again, and it took a lot of phases to finally take it down because I guess I didn't have the best weapons to use, but still I found myself enjoying the boss. So what I didn't like was the dungeon itself. Now I'm not going to say I hated it, because I didn't, but I found myself not having the most amount of fun because it's basically, the Fire Temple is essentially one big minecart puzzle, so everything revolves around all minecart puzzles, and it just kind of got old. I was in there for almost 2 hours because I was getting lost a lot of times and it wasn't super obvious where to go. So I'll give them credit for a dungeon that actually felt like I didn't always know where to go, even though they do provide you with the map. It was also a little bit frustrating that there is a shortcut you get that can kind of take you to the central hub of where all the minecarts can kind of shoot off from. But if you don't get to that shortcut and you fall or something, it's really annoying to kind of get back to where you were. Once you get the shortcut, it's kind of not too bad to get to almost anywhere in the dungeon. But yeah, this one just was very frustrating and confusing for me. One puzzle I did like that took a while for me to click was that there was a rail which was kind of broken, and it finally clicked with me that they had rockets there, and you were supposed to use a rocket to propel yourself to basically make it over the gap of the rail to get to the other station. But a lot of times I got annoyed because I felt like I finally figured out where I was supposed to go, and it led to a dead end with a chest, and the chest reward was usually mediocre at best. And it ended up coming to me having to use Ascend in a place I probably wasn't supposed to, and also making a hot air balloon to get to the last gong, because much like a Divine Beast, you had to ring the 5 gongs, like terminal type style for the Divine Beast, to unlock the final boss. And that just kind of led me to sometimes too much freedom is a bad thing. In the open world and in the shrines, I do really like the freedom that this game provides, but I feel like in the setting of a dungeon, sometimes when you do a solution that doesn't feel right, it actually feels bad. Because you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to, you're feeling like you're definitely not doing what the game intended, and it just kind of is a little bit off-putting, but I was in there so long and I just couldn't figure out how to get to that last gong that I basically just kind of threw my hands up and said, whatever, I'm just going to make a hot air balloon, get to the top here, and ring this and just be done with it. So this dungeon, the Fire Temple, I wasn't a big fan of, and I'm curious to see if people felt the same way as I. So let me know in the comments what you think of the Fire Temple, and I'll be back with the next dungeon review real soon, so thanks guys.